Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, episode number 7 and the final episode of my Uber Boss project. And today, we're gonna take a look at the last remaining one, the one that I personally like the least. Hello, cat. Yeah, take a seat, and watch the episode with me. Maybe not. Which is the perfect storm, which is Uber Sirus, and I'm a bit scared of it because my build is actually insanely tanky against hits, but not that tanky against degens. And I know that Uber Sirus has a lot of like degen floors that could possibly kill my build. I know an easy way to fix that is with removing the Chaos Spirit, which grants me a bazillion life regen, or basically energy shield regen if I take the Zealot's Oath Keystone. I'm gonna try to do it without, but I can see myself just dying from the degens or something like that. Let's take a look at the write-down. We have 100 Uber Siruses. The set from the Veritanias, Drogs, Alhedsmins, and Baron's Crest. The entire set goes for about 78 chaos in total, which is basically similar to the Uber Shaper set, or the Shaper set in that case, which is about 33.91 divines in total. If you are about to buy these in bulk, you're a very needy cat. Is this possible? Are you a very needy cat? But I love you. Is about okay, now let me record. Is about 50 divines, because you're gonna buy 1 divine per 8 of each fragment, means like 4 divines for 8 sets. Okay, that's enough. Cat, please, thanks. Up. Okay, so then we have the usual base loot of the Sirus encounter, which is the Crown of the Inward Eye. I'm going for about 5 chaos in like worse rolls or something like that, but there is the 21% one, which is the perfect one that people like to use as enchant bases. He's going for about 75 uncorrupted. Then we have the Hands of the High Templar, the good old Gambling Gloves. Then we have Thread of Hope in the small, medium, large and very large version, and where the most expensive one is the large version. When it comes to the normal boss loot, then we have the Burden of Truth, which is this new belt that they once, or at least it was new once, right? And then we have the Savior going for like 1.7 divines. Now let's take a look at the Uber loot. This Uber boss can drop a Thread of Hope with the massive radius, which is going for about 35 divines, which is used by a lot of like ranger, like Dead Eyes, Magic Finders, Tornado Shot, something like that, which is like 35 divines, by far the most expensive one. Even if it's like bad rolled, it starts on 35. So if we get or drop a perfect one, this could probably be like 40-50 divines or something like that. I don't know. Then Uber Sirus can drop Awakened Support Gems, non-exceptional, right? Maven can drop Awakened Enlighten, Empower, Enhance. Sirus can only drop regular Awakened Gems, so any support gem that is not exceptional. Then we have the Oriats and Flask and the Oubliette Reliquary Key, which I'm kind of currently wondering, isn't Sirus, like, I'm just taking the information out of the wiki, and I'm kind of wondering, Sirus, I think, was always able to drop Awakened Support Gems, but maybe they have changed it. It is listed under Uber loot, might be, might not be, doesn't really matter too much. We're gonna price check every single Awakened Support Gem that we get. Hopefully it's going to be Multi-Strike, Spell Cascade, or anything that is like high valuable, rather than something like added fire damage for 5 chaos, right? And then we have the additional like kind of like boss loot, which is the Orb of Dominance, the Awakener Orb. A Fate Worse Than Death is like a divination card. And then we have like Warlord items, Crusader, Redeemer, and Hunter items. Same as like when you do Uber Elder, you have like Shaper and Elder items. If you do Uber Shaper, you know, or Shaper Regular, then you're still dropping like Shaper items. I'm personally, I know in terms of profit, I should pick those up and sell them for bases with influence, for Awaken Orb crafting, for influence crafting in general. But for this project, I'm not gonna do that because it just takes like more time to sell everything, and I already have like a bazillion quad tabs from like other Uber bosses, so I'm not really interested in that too much. But if you want to do this for profit, you should definitely consider picking up all the items and sell them for bases. So we have a total investment of like close to 34 divines in the singular by buyout and like 50 divines if you want to say like, I don't care, I just want to buy 100 sets within like 2 minutes, right? Then you have to pay like a lot more. So the big money ticket, I think, is going to be Thread of Hope, the Oriat's End, as well as Awakened Support Gems. All the other things, like, yeah, if you drop a Savior, I think they're like super, super rare, and all of the other things is not really paying too much. But in the other hand, you know, a large Thread of Hope with bad rolls is still gonna pay for the entire set because it's only 78 chaos. So I think, just based on looking at that, 34 Divines investments where you can basically drop one massive Thread of Hope and you're already breaking even, while the other 99 runs are going to be pure profit. So I expect quite some profit, because we have multiple sources of big items, whether it's being the Awakened Support Gems, Thread of Hopes, Oriat's, and maybe Savior, a bunch of like Orb of Dominance and stuff like that. I think this is gonna be good. I'm just a bit scared of the boss. Maybe I'm not like scared without a reason, because this build is actually pretty insane. In the good old fashion, we're gonna do the first set together. We have allocated the Perfect Storm Keystone, which enables the Uber Sirus version. So let's take a look what Sirus is doing. I personally think I'm a good Sirus fighter, because Sirus and Uber Elder are the two bosses that I've done the most out of any other Uber boss. I mean, Shaper actually as well, because I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm an old school player, but still, like, I started playing when Shaper was the end boss. At some point they introduced Elder, and we had Uber Elder, and I killed hundreds of Uber Elders based on like the base, like, last couple of leagues, you know. At some point, 3.8, I think it was Metamorph League, they introduced the Conquerors and Sirus, and from that point on I did boss carries from Sirus and stuff like that. So I'm pretty feeling confident about it, right? But I still think that Uber Sirus might be the hardest, or one of the harder Uber bosses for sure. And now, since I said that, I'm just gonna die right away, right? No, I don't think so. I mean, as I said, I'm a bit scared of these like Degen floors, because they can really like hurt my build, but we're gonna see. Based on damage, we shouldn't have a problem, because he's already staged. So, oh wait, I don't have Corrupt the Blood immunity. Oh boy. Okay, these can be a problem. I think I can quickly fix that with a flask. Oh shit, dude. I don't have Corrupt the Blood immunity. This kind of sucks if you, because his Quadra Beam or many abilities that he is doing is having like Corrupt the Blood. So let me quickly see. Immunity to Bleed and Corrupt the Blood with a Topaz Flask. So I think we're just gonna swap out the Evasion Flask, which is like quite some damage loss, but I still think I should have way enough damage to do that. But good, after the video I need to fix Corrupt the Blood immunity, or I'm never gonna fix it, because I know it's the last build of the league, and I don't really want to... Oh god, the storms. Love it, love it. Okay. Oh, no. Yo, Mr. Editor, whoever is editing the video, you know, cut this out, because it's a bad showcase, man. This is not good. But as I said, I mean, I could just remove my gloves, but this would mean I have no Berserk, and this might suck, okay, but... Hey, this is softcore, right? But yeah, one special thing about Sirus is he's like having more and more storms. And the more storms he has, the more storms he creates, kind of thingy. Okay, he still has like a bunch of intermissions and stuff. I think it's like 3 or 4 stages. Like, we face him like kind of instantly, right? So, next stage. Push me away, daddy. I just need to be careful with all these Degens, man. And now we wait until he like flies over his cloud, so we can run below his ass to get into the next phase. And we do this 3 times, and then we get into the final stage, right? Something. I mean, staging wise, he's like instantly phased, so that shouldn't be a problem. So now we have the top side free, so we're basically gonna get ourselves to the top side. But can I tank the storm? Okay, we cannot. Hey, it's limit testing, you know? I'm just curious sometimes, like, because if I play tanky builds and I want to figure out if I'm able to do, because there are builds that can do that, but I need to check, like, what kind of, like, damage types this storm is doing. There are, like, a very few builds that can actually run through the storms without losing anything. But yeah, so, can I get through there? Left, right, top. Okay, now we're in the last phase. As I said, Degen floors are more scary than Sirus himself, but I think before he does anything, he should be dead, I guess. Get some of these, some of that. Hammer it down. Okay, yeah, that was quite easy. Okay, just don't stand in the fire, okay? Super easy principle of any ARPG, MMO. If there is fire, just don't stand in there, okay? Unless you're playing Righteous Fire, because this just means you need to stand in fire, right? Good. Boss is dead. We got an Orb of Dominance together with Gambling Gloves and some weird bases. But yeah, that is run number 1. I know it was a bit of a scuffed showcase, but I personally don't really care. We're still gonna do 99 more. I just need to, like, figure out a quick way of fixing the Corrupted Blood immunity. Maybe... If I do... Hey, can we Val my... Oh shit, dude. This is gonna be huge, man. Please don't brick. Just give me Corrupted Blood. Unfortunate. Imagine I would have bricked. That would be unlucky. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out a way. Gonna do 99 more Uber Siruses, and then we're gonna see us again with the result, and hopefully some nice monies on top of that. Alrighties, done with 100 Uber Siruses, and I have like mixed feelings about it. You know, I compare, or at least like let's say evaluate Uber bosses in the terms of like how profitable they are or how much negative currency they bring, as well as like how bad is it to do the boss, or was it like rather simple and rather straightforward. And I mean, the average map killing time or Sirus kill for me was like 2.5 minutes, where I could safely say about 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes 10 seconds was roughly the amount of dialogues and intermission and waiting and like listening to Sirus voice lines, and becomes kinda bad after a while. But honestly, after doing now every Uber boss 100 times, it's hard to say. Like, all of the Uber bosses have like super stupid intermissions and unkillable phases, or like immunity phases, and so on and so forth. So you kinda have to evaluate these in the amount of like profit that you can make, or how safe is it to farm. So let's take a look at what I've dropped in 100 Uber Siruses. And this is basically the entire loot. So what do we get? Basically, from the get-go, we spend about 78 chaos for each set, which is about almost 34 divines investment if you buy them like set by set, or like fragments by fragments, or 50 divines if you say like, I don't care, just, you know, buy 100 sets like this, and there would be a 50 divines, right? So we got 43 Crown of the Inward Eyes. We got one pair, actually 44. One pair was actually with a 21% roll. I think it's this one over here. All the others, like, not, which is kind of unlucky, because technically the chance is 9 to 21. Is 19, 1 in like 13, 1 in 14 to have a perfect roll. So 1 in like 44 is actually super unlucky, but it is what it is. Then we got 27 pairs of the Gambling Gloves. We got 6 small Thread of Hopes, 2 mediums, 1 large, 6 very large, and 2 massive ones. On top of that, 10 belts and 1 single Savior Sword over here that literally dropped in the last like 5 runs or something like that. Same as the Flask. Then we had a total of 18 Awakened Support Gems. We got, as I said, 2 massive Thread of Hopes, 1 single Oriat's End, not a single Reliquary Key when it comes to that. We dropped 8 Orb of Dominances, 24 Awakener Orbs, and 7 diff cards with a fate worse than death that gives you basically a Cortex map. And the Cortex map, I think, is like 1.5 divines if you purchase it like that, since I kind of did like 100 of the Uber Cortexes not too long ago. So based on the price checking, was a little bit different, because Thread of Hopes, I kind of wanted to put them all together, say like, hey, a small one is like starts in 20C, so let's just price everything for 20C, whatever, you know. But they do have certain rolls. For example, here on the large one, or very large one, we have one with -20. This is also valuable for certain builds. Can be like Replica Nebulous build, can be a Dorianis prototype, builds that actually want to get lower resistance, right? So sometimes a perfectly bad rolled one is sometimes worth more than an actually perfectly rolled one. And we got like 4 large Thread of Hope ones that had a -10 perfectly rolled, basically, or on the lower side, right? And they are obviously worth more, so I had to take my time and price check all of these Thread of Hopes basically based on the actual value of that. This should be like all like between like -15, -16, -17, like the whatever rolls. But sometimes if it's perfect or perfect negative, they go for more. And in this case, the -20 is actually worth more than the -10 that we dropped like 4 times in a row. Then on top of that, as I said, on the massive threat of hopes, they are just going for a lot. Like even this -17 one is going for like 35, 37 divines. And the one that we had on the start with a -12 is actually more about like 40, 42 divines or something like that, 43 divines. So in that case, you know, the thing is, you spend like round about like 34 divines, and you know, even the worst massive threat of hope is worth more than your investment on the Uber Siruses. On top of that, we had a couple of like expensive Awaken Gems here. Number 5 was a 15 divine one. This was this one over here, Awakened a Spell Cascade. Obviously, one of the more used ones. I mean, there is even like Awaken Gems that are worth 5C. And then we had one that was number 12, should be somewhere in the middle, is Awakened Spell Cascade, which is going for like 15.9, 16 divines, something at that pace, and the Oriet's End going for 11 divines. And that's why I kind of say Sirus is pretty safe to farm. So in these 100 Uber Siruses, I made a total of 153 divines, minus the investment means about 120 divines profit. And honestly, even though we only got one single flask or one single Savior sword, I mean, Savior is not going too well. I mean, this one is pretty good rolled, so it wants like 3 divines, but it's far away from its like prime time. There were like leaks where a Savior sword went for like 50 divines or something like that, you know? So basically, kind of unlucky, but also kind of lucky since we had 2 massive threat of hope. So one single would actually pay off all the 100 runs, so whatever you do here is going to be profit. It is not, I mean, not as good as Shaper, I don't want to say it like that, but Shaper is guaranteed profit, because you have your investment, and the fragment that drops 100% guaranteed is going to be like doubling your money. Every time you do it, you're going to get twice as much money back. But in the end of the day, Sirus is not same, so you can have Sirus runs that are not worth it, you know, like when you drop like an Awakened Support Gem for 5C and you spend like 78 or 80C for the run, it's gonna be bad. But if you drop one of the better support gems, or like a good Thread of Hope, or like a Savior, or like an Oriet's End, or the Reliquary Key, or something like that, you're already paying off for the next 10, 15, or even 20 runs. And the chances of running Uber Sirus 20 times and not find anything valuable, you gotta be goddamn unlucky in that case. So I would say, based on the results, it should be relatively safe to farm, same as like Uber Shaper. And at the end of the day, I think we're gonna just go ahead and just Val a bunch of the gloves and the helmets, because they could roll with like 1 max power charge. I'm not really interested too much in like whatever is the outcome, but you know, some implicits could be nice. For example, like the plus 2 AoE gems. I don't know how good that one is, but I know like 1 max power charge is kind of like nice to have on these helmets. Did not a single one brick yet? Oh wait, 1 bricked, okay. So let me continue. Duration gems, that's a brick. 6% increased max life, should not be too valuable. Region, effect of shock. Hey, come on, give me 1 max power charge. These could be something that's a relatively rare corruption. Yeah, 70C, so actually, yeah, it's a bit better than before, but not really too much better, right? It's a couple C before you like vendor them or not see like CBA of actually selling them. Would be nice to get 1 power charge though. I mean, cold damage leeches life could be nice as well. And don't worry, you can still like what is it, enchant those items after we hit the +1 power charge, as we just did. So we got a +1 power charge on the helm with an absolute lowest roll possible, man. It's a 9 out of 21 roll on this one. Yikes. I mean, if that won't be on the 21 over here, that would have been a lot better, but we got it on the absolute worst one. But still, it's like, you know, 2.5 divines for a quick sell. That actually like makes me wonder. So that would be those 2 helmets combined, let's say 2.5 divines. How much was the total worth of all the helmets combined was around about 1 divine. So basically, by voling everything and just vendoring all of those, you know, we basically just made profit by just hitting this 1 power charge. I mean, as I said, with a 9% roll, it's pretty low, but it will sell for like 2 divines, maybe 3 divines, whatever. It's still it's still better than before. And now I would say, since we do have a couple Val orbs left, let's just slam a couple of these Hands of the High Templar and see how many 5 modded implicits we get, right? Duration, vulnerability, minion gems, life, and... Yo, this was easy. Duration, minion gems, life, temp chains, vulnerability. Maybe next pair. Okay, not this one, maybe that one, nope. I mean, we can just type in rare and we should figure out quite fast. Then we have Warcry, projectiles, energy shield, ally weakness, and brick. Ah, that is unfortunate. Minion gems, I think I'm gonna run out of Valorbs here. Attack, despair, brick. Vulnerability, brick. Brick. That's a brick. Yes. Attack speed, brick. Another brick. Socketed gems and feeble cast speed. Curse gems, brick. Curse gem, brick. God damn it, brick. Stop it. I mean, we got 1 pair, and I'm surely gonna route. Duration gems. Curse gems. Brick. Brick. Duration. Brick. Brick. Another brick. Yeah, my wild crowd, actually. Like 100 left. Brick. Brick. Another brick. Another brick. Spell crit. Brick. Cast speed. Brick. Nothing. Despair, max life, brick. Hey, but we got 1 pair, which is seemingly complete trash. Would be a shame if we could use a Val Orb to get rid of minion gems and get like +1 frenzy. That is unfortunate. But I like Valing those. I mean, we could Val the Thread of Hopes as well, because YOLO, maybe we get one with Corrupted Blood. Hey, we got a corrupt... Okay, we got... Yo, it's 4 divines. I mean, easy, dude. Maybe Ignite Duration, Mana Reservation Efficiency, hello? Yo, we're making profit here. That actually bricked. That bricked. That bricked too. Unfortunate. This is nothing, nothing. That is brick. Silence immunity, brick. Brick. Pen. Inertia with 24. There's like 17 chaos. Oh man. And my, oh god, are we volleying these two just because we can? Oh boy. Okay, we first do the 17 one. It is worth what do you say? The first one is worth about 37 divines. And it's no longer 37 divines. The even better one is about 42 divines. Yep, it's not good to vol those things, man. Let me be honest, like, don't gamble, okay? Just farm the bosses, sell everything, take all the money that you can find, and don't be like me and actually vol the most profitable things and actually just break everything. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.